'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the club, not a creature was stirring except the boogeyman and his focus point of the week. I realize that doesn't rhyme, but this is our focus point for the week of Christmas. Now, Santa, he's gonna have a busy night tonight, Christmas Eve. He's gotta go to millions of houses, deliver presents, get out, go to the next house, right? How does this relate to boxing? We're talking about footwork and when we move, something I noticed a lot last week. So just like Santa's delivering presents, we're delivering punches, right? But we gotta move on. We don't wanna just stand in front of the bag and punch the bag. We talk about that all the time. We gotta move those feet. What I saw sometimes is when we move off at an angle, like let's say the combination was jab, cross, hook, cross, people would start to move before they were done throwing that last cross. Now you might say, is that something you do in boxing? It is. But we want to make sure that we put all the presents under the tree, that we get all the names right, we get the stocking stuffed, we eat the milk and cookies, we do everything right before we move on to the next house, before we take that step. So if you're throwing that combination like jab, cross, hook, cross, make sure you throw a good cross before you take that step. Make sure you sit your weight down and do it. You rotate through the punch. You don't leave it out there, no. You get it back quick, but then you move. As soon as I'm retracting this hand, that's when I'm going to take that angular step. Now we see this a lot when it comes to the left hook. Some people naturally, and I understand why, naturally will go to their left when they throw that left hook, or to their lead side when they throw the lead hook. Again, it is a natural thing to do, but it should not be the default, because what happens is when we move and punch, our mechanics suffer. So if we see hooks like this, you're not getting as good of a hook as if you were to sit down and really shift your weight from that front foot to the back foot. Now, once again, the check hook is something we've done. The pivot hook will actually step on purpose as we throw the hook, but that's a separate entity. I don't want that to become the default. I want to make sure we're throwing a good hook before we think about moving off line, before we think about taking that step. Even if we're stepping backwards, right? We don't want to naturally kind of bail on that last punch as we're stepping back. We want to make sure we throw a good last punch and then get back. Now, yes, you can do those things very fast, for sure, but you want to make sure you finish the last punch of the combo before you bail. You don't start bailing on that last punch. Again, situationally, this can happen in boxing. We can practice that at other times. You can certainly move while you punch. Boxers do it all the time, but I want to make sure we're getting good mechanics, good form on those punches. I want your form to be better this Christmas. That's what we're going to work on this week. And I heard them proclaim as he drove out of sight, that is how we do it. And to all a good night.